Captain America Civil War, finally here. So, basic plot premise of the movie, the government tries to pass the Sokovia Accords. And what it does, it says superheroes need to answer to the government. So Iron Man's all for it. He's like, we need to be put in check, or at least we should have some overwatch of some sort. And Captain America, old-fashioned conservative, is like, no, we can't trust governments, having this much power. We need to, leave the power to the people, which is us. The problem is that sometimes got sidetracked with the Winter Soldier and Black Panther's agenda, but it still worked as a movie. Sometimes the reasons the characters pick their sides isn't really explained enough. I'd say the most prominent cases are probably Hawkeye and Spider-Man, I'd say. The plot worked well, it was a little fast-paced, but it wasn't confusing like Batman vs. Superman's was. There wasn't really much fighting between the two sides. I know they did that because they wanted to make the movie more personal, but I wanted there to be more group action. I wanted to see more than just, one or two fights between the two sides. So the airport fight scene is one of the best action sequences ever. I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while, and that's talk about each character individually. With a movie like this with an ensemble cast, that makes it easier and I can kind of describe the movie more. Captain America, great character. He gets more developed. We see the fact that he's faced with the biggest choice yet. He has to fight his friends. He has to choose a side. And we see the fact that, he kind of gets tempted once or twice to kind of give into this and just, sign the accords, but instead he's like, no, I can't do that, that's not right. Iron Man, not a very likable character, but that's kind of the usual. We see his reasons for trying to put the superheroes under control. Black Widow, it still makes no sense that she would be on Iron Man's side. They even mock that in the movie. She goes through changes also, and we see how she...
Sorry, did I just mishear you, or did you agree with me?
Oh, I want to take it back.
she goes through changes also, and we see how she's conflicted. Winter Soldier's a good character. I like his role as Steve Rogers' best friend, but he's just kind of bland. Bucky Barnes wasn't bland, but the Winter Soldier kind of was, and he kind of is now, too. Then there's War Machine. He gets more time to shine. We see his reason for joining the war, and we see how he rationalizes the situation. Falcon gets a bigger role as Steve's best friend. We see, how close him and Steve are, and that he's the new Bucky, basically. Scarlet Witch gets more developed. I like also how the whole thing is kind of her fault, and we see her guilt in that. Vision, we see him becoming more human. We see him growing, more attached to Scarlet Witch. I like their relationship. Hawkeye's not really in the movie very much. We don't really get to see why he chooses Captain America's side. Black Panther, this was, a good introduction to his character. His backstory's not really explained well, but it probably will be in his solo movie. Ant-Man himself also, wasn't really in the movie that much. He still is funny, and it was cool seeing him interact with other superheroes. So as for Spider-Man, he's the character we all want to talk about. Tom Holland was a great Spider-Man, but his voice, he was a little too childish sometimes. I can understand that, Spider-Man's supposed to be a teenager, but this guy was acting like a 12-year-old, and I would rather see him, act like a 16-year-old. The Spider-Man CGI, let me just talk about this. I thought, okay, this is the promos, they probably haven't finished the CGI yet, but oh my god, it was awful. The CGI for him, for no other character, for Black Panther, Iron Man, War Machine, the CGI was great. But for Spider-Man, the CGI literally looked like they got a Crayola crayon, scribbled him on the film. He also, he needed to be in the movie more. Agent 13's okay character, she has really good chemistry with Steve. Zemo's a good villain, but he's a little pointless. He didn't really need to be there. I went crazy when Ant-Man became Giant Man. I went crazy when Ant-Man became Giant Man. I just thought that was awesome. They should have killed off somebody. War Machine or Black Widow. I could understand sparing Black Widow since she has the relationship with the Hulk, but still. Other after credit scenes, there's the one where Bucky decides to go under ice, probably come back in Infinity War. Then, they find out that Black Panther gave all the other Avengers shelter. So the only other ones we saw were Captain America and Winter Soldier. But, it was hinted that Captain America busted all of his side out of jail, so are Ant-Man, Falcon, Hawkeye, and Scarlet Witch there also? All in all, this is a really good movie. I like the action and the story, but it had its flaws. I'd say it just could have been a lot more. They could have had Daredevil, the Punisher, Elektra, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Deathlock, the Inhumans. I figure, back when this was, first going into development, a lot of those characters didn't exist yet, but they do exist now, and it would have been nice if they could have put a little effort into making the movie a little more than it was. So, that's pretty much it. Great movie, worth seeing at the premiere. Be sure to subscribe. Bye.